Go ahead and get rid of Elizagirth there. We can get rid of Imager here. We can open up Tabletop Simulator. I just know at some point I'm going to hit spacebar just by accident and wildly spin this whole table around. Birdie.
It'll be fun. It'll be an adventure.
The black space here is roughly showing about how high you can see if you have dark vision.
Okay.
You're standing pretty far back in the room, though, so you probably can't see that high. What you probably have at the end of your vision is maybe the vague outline of this platform. And you're very aware of this pink illumination spread across the ground, and Raazu is lit up with it. If you were an archer and you were standing hundreds of feet away, you would have no difficulty hitting Raazu.
Okay, 2 questions. One, there's no pink fairy dust outside the square?
This was the range of the spell, but it's actually reach out, not quite to the wall. It's fair to say that there's none outside of the square, yes. So you've got about 10 feet between the edge of this illumination and the actual wall.
And 2, is it a powder?
It's fairy fire illumination. It's activated this silvery powder that is located within the seams of the tiles of the earthen floor here. So you've got like this grid paper lined up on the floor.
Right, okay. Well, I was just like, is it something that can be washed away? What I was asking.
No.
Okay. Alright, in that case, and there's still haunting music coming across, right?
Oh, yes.
Alright, so we are going to...
Terrible clown music.
Yeah, I'm picturing the Resident Evil basement theme.
It's Calliope music. It's a Calliope making terrible music.
Brr.
Alright, that's all my movement, and I'm going to hold an action to... Actually, I'm going to shoot a fire arrow. Am I underneath this?
Yes. So this platform here juts out 10 feet from the wall, so you can imagine it jutting 10 feet out underneath it. So yeah, you're underneath that platform in that position.
Alright, so, just gonna hold an action to, attack a... I'm just gonna dodge. Just do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna bring us to another lair action.
I hit spacebar. No.
Don't do that.
That was the bad decision.
I have to do a lot of scrolling here, but... Okay, that's going to bring us to red.
Okay. Range on a short bow is 320 feet.
Yep.
I am going to pull out my bow, take out the light arrow we got from the Aarakocra monks, and fire it so I can hit a wall about 320 feet above us. And if it hits something before then, fine.
Are you just firing blindingly up into the darkness?
I'll aim for a wall if there is one 320 feet above this one, and if it hits something before then, that's okay.
The problem is you can't see 320 feet up. You can only see about 60 feet up. So
right.
you can see about up to here.
Right. I'm just firing it. That's just the trajectory of the arrow.
Okay, so you're just trying to hit a wall up there?
Yep.
Okay. Roll percentile dice.
Some random goblin gets a light arrow in the face.
Is it a light arrow you're trying to illuminate?
Yeah, it's the magical light arrow we took from the Aarakocra. We had exactly one of these.
Ah, gotcha. I forgot all about this.
I don't know if it's actually magical. It might be alchemical. I didn't really investigate it. Metal is 10's 10, so that's a 100.
Roll 100.
Roll damage.
Or I don't know what the damage is on this thing. I guess it's just a short bow?
Yeah, roll your short bow damage.
Sure.
Oh my god. Why though? Why would you do this?
11 damage.
How could you
Unless
roll?
I can sneak attack it.
You can't sneak attack it.
Okay. I have no idea what I just did.
For fuck's sake, dude.
We just undid his dungeon.
So,
What color is it?
So
you fire your light arrow with this arrow's going to hit the wall and it's going to illuminate the area, so we'll have some vision at least. What happens instead is you fire your arrow, and a moment later, you hear a scream. Hold on, I have to make a change here.
So we search for secret passages in the one spot where
I hope it falls. Whatever you hit, I hope it falls. And
you hear a scream, and then a loud thud as a very well illuminated dead kobold lands right in the ground. In a loud splat. Birdie, you're hit with the blood spatter of this thing. So whatever radius of light you have in that arrow, I gave you a 2% chance to hit a kobold, and you rolled a 100. So
let's move to here, and yeah, that's the end of Red's turn.
okay. Birdie, there's a very dead kobold with Red's illuminated arrow poking out of it. That did more work than you might imagine, actually. That throws a wrench in something up here. And then, Red, you move back to the hallway?
Yeah, I move under. There's cover here from the vertical shaft, right?
Yes. Yeah. You're
yeah,
back there. You're in a hallway. You haven't actually entered.
Yeah, my idea is get underneath the roof, basically.
Okay. And all right. So that happened. That's a thing that happened.
Yep. I believe it.
You hear loud, grinding, metallic sounds like chains being dragged across a winch, echoing from somewhere high above you out of anybody's vision. That intermingles with this bizarre calliope music. And that's going to bring us to my red guys. Okay, where do I have red guys?
For reference, from Wendy's perspective, something happened. Clearly, the room got lit up because Red took a shot and took out a kobold. Very impressive. Good shot, Red.
Good shot, Red.
Thank you.
That was no idea how you managed that.
No scope, buddy.
He just jumps up, spins 360 degrees, and lets the arrow go.
One.
That's good. It's a good mental image. Thank you for that one.
Okay. You give these guys some hit points.
What color is this kobold, by the way?
Kobold color.
He is white stripes. I mean, right now he's very red and gutsy because he's covered in blood and wounds. But the coloration, before he splattered the ground like a pancake, vivid white stripes that you can see very clearly because he's got an illuminated arrow poking out of his face. In between the white stripes, a lot of different colorations, like a motley of different specks and swaths. But the white stripes themselves are extraordinarily vivid. We're going to start with... I have advantage on Raazu, actually, because she has lit up on the fairy fire. Let's start with Raazu. Sorry, I forgot to note there. I use little asterisks next to their HP totals to determine how often they can use their special abilities, and I forgot to do it with these monsters. Okay, Raazu.
Just use them
Yes,
every
they
turn.
have special abilities.
I have a 14.
Not gonna do it.
And I have a 13.
Also not gonna do it.
That was with advantage. We're going to fire at Raazu again.
It's okay, you got like plenty of opportunity.
Alright,
Bork.
I got a 25
That'll hit.
and a 16.
That won't. Doc is going ham sandwich.
I'm sure the brick riddies are in my chat right now.
They are.
I'll give you some damage.
Sure, I'd like damage.
Do you? 9 points of piercing damage.
Owie.
Plus 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay, pace yourself, Brick Road.
Plus 1 point of cold damage. As this arrow, the force of it hits deep and bowls you backwards slightly as this arrow pierces into your arm and begins, it feels frigid like an icicle. Let's attack Windy.
What's wrong? One hit. Dang.
I get advantage on Windy too. Actually,
Everyone gets advantage on
Windy,
Apply.
I have
Yeah.
a 21
That'll hit.
and a 20.
That will hit.
I can hear Edgar's still outside, so Peanut must have taken him out. I told her, you gotta keep the dogs quiet. So she must have got scared and ran off. I don't like this one that I rolled. Windy,
Yeah.
that's gonna be 3 points of piercing damage,
Uh-huh.
plus 3 points of piercing damage,
Uh-huh.
plus 1 point of cold damage
Uh-huh.
from the first arrow. 7 points of piercing damage,
Uh-huh.
plus 1 point of cold damage from the second arrow.
Uh-huh. And I'll catch that one.
You're gonna catch that one?
Yeah.
And do what with it?
Nothing. Like, there's nothing nearby.
Red just hit a 1% shot.
I can only throw it like 40 feet.
You never know. Adrex,
Yes,
I do
sir.
not have advantage on you.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. Wait, did
Why
you
not?
did you fail the fairy fire?
Yeah.
Oh, then
You
yeah, I
got
do have
advantage on
advantage
me.
on you.
It's a dexterity saving throw.
All right. Adrex, I have a 24
Mm-hmm.
and a 20.
Yep.
First arrow is going to do 6 points of piercing damage,
Mm-hmm.
plus 9 points of piercing damage,
Boo.
plus 1 point of cold damage.
Nah, I'm not gonna take that.
Are you immune to cold damage?
I'm resistant to cold damage,
So you
and half of one makes that 0.
No, you can't round it on to 0.
can't.
Damn
round
it!
to zero.
All right, fine.
Always a minimum of 1.
That's nonsense. What's
I'm sorry.
I have good news for you though. The second arrow does 3 points of piercing damage and 2 points of cold damage, which you can round down to 1.
It's not good enough.
Arrows begin raining down from above. Several of them clatter against the ground. Several of them find the mark, and you all suddenly feel very vulnerable standing in this very well-lit pink area. That's going to bring us to 16.
Man, that's a lot of colors, huh?
That's going to bring us
Yeah, it
to
is.
purple. And that's going to bring us to green. All right.
Green's dead, right? Right? Right?
One of them is.
One green is dead.
Okay. Sorry, there's just a lot of notes that have to happen on my end.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right, so one is dead for some reason. I know it sounds like I'm confused, but I'm actually moving a lot of pieces around on my end. All right, we're going to start with Birdie, I think.
Love Birdie, I
This
think.
is... what color? This is green. Two of them. I like attacking Birdie because it's like it's not a thing I get to do very often that works. Okay. Birdie, There are matriculations in the backs of this platform. Do you know what those are?
No, I don't. That is not a word I've ever heard before.
Those are little
That's not
holes.
a word, Berkrud.
Matriculations? Yes, it is. So, they're little holes in the floor where archers would stand so they could fire downward, and both of these kobolds do so.
Oh, murder holes, right.
Essentially, yeah. But I like the word matriculation better. I'm sure you'll
I don't
agree.
know. Murder holes is pretty descriptive.
Birdie, I have a 6.
Okay, I am dodging. Just so you.
Oh, that's right.
remember.
So I have a 6
Right.
Yeah.
and a 7.
Okay.
As suddenly, 2 sling bullets come flying out from above. They just crash at the floor beneath you.
Hmm.
And now I got a bunch of rolls at disadvantage. 3, 4. What's the lowest AC in the group?
Probably me or Red.
I'm at 17.
17?
I'm also at 17.
So if I roll below a 17, I don't need to even worry about it.
Right.
No.
4.
That's pretty messed up. The lowest AC in the group is a 17.
That sounds pretty reasonable for the level you guys are at.
A little messed up.
What do you think the lowest AC should be?
15.
All right, roll a D4.
Disagree.
here. Oh, you know what? Just a D3. They're not going to be able to see Birdie. Adrex, I got a 20 to
Yeah.
hit you.
Sure.
6 points of bludgeoning damage. As sling bullets just come raining down out of the darkness, and most of them just hit the ground, hit the tiles. And you start to see why these tiles are so cracked in places, because these heavy bullets hit them and bounce off and make echoing ricochet noises. Adrex, one of them bounces right off your head and rings your bell. And that's going to bring us to blue. Which I have... How many of?
82.
He doesn't attack. I think just 3 for now. Yeah. Yeah, that's
That seems reasonable.
For now.
And again, the best AC is, or the worst AC is 17. So if I roll less than that, I don't have to worry about anything. Shortly after that, Adrex, as the sling bullets rain down, you hear some loud crashes as rocks just start falling out of the sky and just hitting random places around the room. They don't come near anyone. And then we go to orange.
You all die instantly, no save.
And then that brings us to Windy.
All right. Windy is going to jump off of the statue here and run her run her way up this wall onto this platform.
Okay. Now, this is where on this platform, this is the origin of the Calliope music. Are you billowing?
No.
No. Okay. So you don't get any details about this, but this is definitely where the sound is coming from.
Okay.
And it's just this narrow 10-foot wide ledge poking out from the wall.
All right. So since this is the first time this has come up, if I get within 10 feet of something, will you let me know? Because I could attack it with my whip.
Not a Calliope, no, because it's not
a Calliope, no.
As long
I
as
I could theoretically.
as long as it's armed
Calliope. Yeah.
and you're within 10 feet of it, yeah.
All right. Then I'll. I think I'm just going to continue running up here, and I'll stop here.
Okay, how much movement do you actually have?
I have this turn. I'm using Step of the Wind, so 140.
140. It is 20 feet from the floor to this first platform.
Okay.
It is 32 feet from that from this platform up to here.
Oh, so I don't even have to use Step of the Wind.
Okay, so you're just gonna run all the way up the wall to get up there?
Yeah.
Coming up here, in addition to the calliope music, you also hear a faint buzzing sound from this area. The opening goes back into a larger chamber, and this buzzing sound permeates this area. You hear a lot of chittering noises, very scared, as these kobolds in this room were not planning on seeing you so quickly, but none of them are within 10 feet of you.
Alright. I am going to take out my rope and chisel it down and let it drop down to the group down below.
Go ahead and draw out this rope where it's falling.
Yeah.
So, okay, if you drop it from this position, it's going to coil up like right on top of the calliope. You'd have to throw it off to the left, and then they could climb up kind of on the side of the platform. Is that your intention?
Yep.
Okay,
that's the intention.
Just go ahead and draw it out.
Oops.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. Oh God, physics.
I don't know what happened.
The real reason for why I did that is because I'm using a trackball.
Oh, well, I mean, we all have like personality defects, so
we all have our crosses to bear.
Yeah.
Anything else happening on Wendy's turn?
Nope, that's it.
That's it.
Wait, actually, key point dodge. What the hell?
Key point dodge. It's probably smart, actually.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to bring us to Adrex. So this rope kind of lands in between this dead kobold and this almost, like, not quite yet dead kobold.
His friend kobold.
Birdie is friend-shaped.
You got a big bump on your head, Adrex.
Yeah. Alright. As a bonus action, Adrex is going to make a rude gesture up to the darkness.
Okay. Seems like a weird thing to waste a bonus action on.
Oh no, trust me, it was worth it.
Okay.
Let's get out of the fairy fire, because that sucks.
Okay. Now, when you come up alongside Birdie here, you see where they fired sling bullets directly down from the platform above. They can still get you under that platform.
Oh, do that really?
At least some of them can.
Let's run into this hallway here.
Okay.
But he still used his bonus action to flip a rude gesture up to the darkness.
Gotcha.
That's really important.
That's your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Raazu, you're up.
Yeah, that's my turn, because I can't figure out what the fuck else to do.
I mean, Wendy just threw your rope.
I know.
5, 10,
But I took damage.
15, 20, 25, 30 gets me there.
Okay.
And I'm going to dodge.
I'm going to dodge. Okay, we can get rid of this now. Birdie, you're up.
Guess I'm climb the rope after Wendy.
Okay, it's
So
20 feet to go up.
Is it climbing a rope? I'm not sure like what the rules on that in terms of movement. Is it just climbing? Is it just normal movement?
It's half movement to climb, unless you have a climb speed.
No. Okay, so I can get here, and then I'm just going to start yelling. Since we're dealing with kobolds, maybe I can intimidate them.
So you're going to climb up onto this second ledge here?
Yeah.
Okay, I might be able to give you some more spots that you can see from that position. Let me double check. Because it might be helpful for you to know where more of these guys are. Is that 6? That's 6. How high up is 6? I actually very carefully measured the vertical distance on this map, so I know how far up each spot is.
Wendy drops a rope because she needs a spotter.
Okay.
You probably could have just literally grabbed Birdie and flown us both up there.
I was worried I would drop you and then the whole party would blame me for your death.
It wouldn't be the first time.
To be fair, that wasn't her fault.
Doesn't mean it has to be the last time.
I mean, because the last time you dropped me, I got that sick ass shot off against that bird.
That
That
was
was
pretty
pretty-
sick.
Yeah, like you can't be entirely mad at Wendy for that.
The sickness of that shot.
Just shoot
Almost
the
as sickening as the sound of Birdie's bones crunching as he landed.
Birdie, pulling yourself up to this position, I mean, you can look up and you see these 3 openings in the wall above you. They are about... I've got so many friggin' text files open with these notes in it. They're about maybe 45 feet above you from your position there. No, I'm sorry, not quite that. 32 feet. This ledge over here, which you can now see, this ledge is about 25 feet above you, and it's a little far away. But you see where this mass of kobolds is up here. The 3 blue ones here are Urds, armed with slings. These 2 red ones are Urds, armed with longbows. This orange one you can't actually see. And then you see these 2 green ones, like kind of with their backs up against this wall, just standard kobolds. And they're all in attack mode. Like, it's very clear that all of the winged ones just flew out over the area, and this is where all of these rocks and arrows are coming from. These 2 are ready, knocking more arrows. These 3 Urds are going to pick up more rocks to drop, and these 2 kobolds here have slings. So looking up that direction, that's what you see. Looking above you, you see Wendy affixing and throwing down this rope. Oh no, you climbed up the rope, so yeah, you know Wendy's already up there. Also on this ledge is you see where this calliope is. This big, just terrible pipe organ with this huge crank on the wall next to it. And a tiny little alcove, just big enough for a kobold to squeeze back behind. Looking at it, you're like, yep, there was a kobold squeezed back in there, and when they saw us coming, he cranked this calliope, and now the whole place is alerted. And as you're watching it, you see this crank just moving by itself, like it was under tension, and now it's just winding down. There's also a door right here. And you still have your action, I believe.
Yes. Listen, I know you guys chastised me about wasting all of my blips on spells, but listen, there's like 8 kobolds just kind of standing there in a 20-foot circle.
So, you actually do not have line of sight to that platform because you're underneath it, looking up at it. So you're looking at the wall. So if you're thinking you could drop Hunger of Hadar on the floor here, you cannot.
Okay.
You're aware of all those kobolds because they're running around up there, rearming themselves ready for another volley, making a lot of noise.
Okay, like, I guess my
if
second...
you got higher than where you're at, if you were up where Windy is, you'd have a very clear shot to put Hunger of Hadar wherever you want.
Okay, well, I'll cunning action dash. Get up here next to Wendy.
Looking into this room, you also hear the buzzing noise coming from the back of this room. It's about 25 foot by 40 foot square. And the back wall is pockmarked with deep holes that go back into the stone. And this is where the buzzing is issuing from. There are 6 kobolds in this room. 2 of them are over in one side of the room. They're worrying at what looks like these weird brittle sticks. They're carefully affixing them around this big sack that they have. 2 of them are back here. The other 2 are on this side of the room against the back wall. And all of them see you climb up. And these kobolds all have just murder in their eyes. They're armed with daggers and slings. So these 2 are busy doing something with a sack. And these 4 look like they're about to turn and rush Windy when they see you climb up in.
You know what? I'm going to do something that's probably not going to work, using my blips. I'm going to try and intimidate all the kobolds by trying to make Adrex sound really scary. Since he's a bigger dragon than... He's the biggest dragon visible.
Well, Adrex is not visible to anybody up in here. He's way down here in the hallway.
Well, I mean, like, they don't have to see him for me to say he's here, do we?
No, you can bluff. Or is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I mean, like to be fair, Adrex is not scary.
No.
All right.
Hey!
Adrex, I find you very scary.
Adrex is not scary. Adrex is not scary until.
Right.
So like Birdie is like just yelling at the top of his lungs and Kobold. It's like, how dare you attack Adrex Dragonborn son or like descendant of whatever the hell his dragon's name is.
You're using your action to do this to attempt to intimidate him?
Yeah. This is my action.
Go ahead and make a
What is his name?
charisma intimidate at disadvantage.
It's like you guys have attacked Adrex. Let's see.
I get what you're doing.
Aw.
I'll get you his name.
Aw. It'd be funnier like that I forgot it, and that's what ruined the attempt, because I just rolled a 3.
And one of them is loaded another bullet into his sling, and you see him start whirling it above his head. He's like, yeah, that's the one I just got on the bonds! And they begin coming towards you. Now they have 2 people in the room to stab.
Good job.
Oh well. It could have worked.
His name was Doris Dawn. Adrex shouts from. Wow.
It's going to bring us to...
Yeah, Dower Dons.
Okay. What color is this? Purple. I got a purple one right here. And now the purple is right here. Birdie, 2 of these kobolds disappear around the corner. This big stick thing that they've been hastily constructing. They throw it downwards, and it crashes against the ground. Raazu, from where you're standing, you see just this large thing made out of wooden sticks hit the ground and splinter and break. And the purpose of these sticks was to give structure to this large sack, from which a loud, horrible buzzing emerges. And this enormous swarm of sturges bursts free from the bag, and you're the only one in eyeshot. Okay, it's going to bring us to not Red, the person in the group. Oh, yes, it will. Red's on this side. Oh, you know, I got to switch you guys back, 'cause that's really going to fuck with me. I'm sorry. That's my bad. Go ahead, Red.
Well, that kind of messes with my plan.
Was your plan B adjacent?
Yeah, basically. Let's go ahead and move to here. Cunning action dash. And dodge is my action. Yeah.
Dodge.
So,
Okay.
I was hoping to end next to the rope, but you know what? No, I'll just go over the rope. Whatever. Yeah,
Okay.
dodge is my action. This one's dead. I killed him.
So far, you have the high score in this fight. Okay.
I'm leaving the game on ropes, though.
Adrex,
Yeah.
you hear this loud metallic clanking from high above, echoing somewhere up in the darkness where you can't see.
Hmm.
And then I get to roll to hit you.
Okay. All the way down here in this alcove, huh?
Well, you're standing right in the doorway of the alcove.
Alright, cool.
Also, there could be murder holes in the tunnel.
I have a 10.
It's a miss.
You hear this mechanical. I tried to say mechanical and metallic at the same time. It came out as metallic, and now I just kind of like that
Metallica.
word. Can we just keep
Yeah.
using the word metallic?
Metallical?
It's your game, Brick. You do what you want.
You do you, Brick Road.
You hear a loud whoosh, and then a wicked crash as a ballista arrow hits this wall and explodes into shards. And you're thinking 10 feet to one side, and that would have got me right in the chest.
That would have sucked.
That's going to bring us to
I hate everything about this tower.
my red people. Really, Red and Raazu are the only ones I can hit. No,
This
these
is
guys.
the third worst tower we've dealt with.
Oh,
These guys have a shot over here. They can hit you.
I have a question. Is this the House of Music? Did I pick the wrong house? Oh my god.
Did you just get that?
Good job.
I have advantage to hit Windy, but not Birdie. Windy, you're not
I'm
dodging.
gonna be
so-
honest with you. I thought it was a nasty Yuan-ti word for torture. So
I assume it was like music that would drive you insane.
Windy, you're not dodging, correct?
I am dodging.
You are dodging. Okay, so I don't have advantage to hit you.
I am not dodging.
Windy.
Yeah.
I might actually hit you twice here.
What?
Yeah, I might.
What?
I have a 21
Yeah.
and a 25.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Is that the first time
Oh.
that's happened?
I don't approve of it.
Change is bad.
Windy.
Yeah.
This is a higher damage roll too than last round. I have
Yeah.
10 points of piercing damage,
Uh-huh.
plus 2 points of piercing damage,
Uh-huh.
plus 2 points of cold damage. As you get an arrow in the back from one of these archers at this platform here. His second arrow hits as well.
I catch the first one, by the way.
Okay, are you going to throw it back?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, disadvantage to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's toss this out.
Does this require your key point or a reaction or anything?
1 key point and a reaction.
And reaction. Okay, so you're using your reaction to do this.
Yep, that is that's a low roll even with my bullshit. 13.
13 hits.
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
They have AC of Kobold.
See, Kobold. That's... So I don't know what kind of bullshit you're going to add on top of this. Maybe none. So my non-bullshit part of this is 5 magical piercing.
Okay, just roll a d4. Right, it does a d2 cold damage in addition to the piercing.
Okay. 2.
So how much total?
Oh, jeez, Brick Road. A 6.
Okay.
7.
7.
7. Yeah.
See, you didn't get it either.
Yeah.
You jerk. Say, you feel the first arrow hit you in the back, and you instinctively whip around and grab the second one and throw it in the direction it came from, and you hear this squealing sound as the arrow finds purchase. Birdie, you're not dodging.
No.
But I also don't have advantage on you. I have a 21 to hit
That will hit.
and a 9 to hit.
That will not hit.
Okay. I have 8 points of piercing damage, plus 2 points of piercing damage, plus 1 point of cold damage from the second archer. Fires 2 shots. One sings over your head, one catches you in the back of the leg.
Okay, I'm gonna uncanny that, but like, does uncanny work on the whole total or just the?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, so
because it's all from one damage source. The source is just dealing 2 different types of damage.
So that's like 5 damage. No, 6 damage. All right, cool.
Okay, I can't hit red. I've got disadvantage. I can't hit Adrex. I got disadvantage to hit Raazu. And Raazu, you're dodging, right?
Yeah.
So I've got disadvantage twice for hitting you. That doesn't mechanically do anything. It just makes me feel worse about myself.
That's fair.
Raazu, I got a 10
Nah.
and a 12.
Not gonna do it.
Okay, and then I have a 10 and a 7.
Nuh-uh.
So a couple of arrows sing in your direction and clatter on the walls around you, which is your indication that there are more archers high above out of sight that know about where you are, but because you're not standing in the illumination anymore, they can't hit your actual position.
Yeah.
I don't think 16 matters yet. 16 might not matter yet. It doesn't matter yet. Okay. Raazu.
Hi.
Actually, red's right here now. Oh, yeah, that's even better. You're going to get attacked by a Scourge Swarm.
Mm-hmm.
Should stay next to me, Red.
Red, I've got a 13 to hit.
Nope.
As these terrible, like, giant, bloated, buzzing, mosquito-looking creatures start swarming around your head and body, and you feel them prick your skin in various places, but you manage to swat them. But there's just a cloud of these things all around you. That's going to bring us to green, which is my kobolds. I've got disadvantage to hit red, but not to hit Windy and Birdie.
No, I'm still dodging. I haven't had my turn yet.
Yeah, you're still dodging. So I do have disadvantage to hit you.
Yeah.
So the first kobold fires his sling bullet and misses. The second one fires at Birdie. Are you dodging, Birdie?
No.
And he's going to miss as well. He only gets a 9. So these guys are trying to fire sling bullets into the opening you're standing in. And miss completely. I got 2 guys here that can come out of this door. I'm going to fire... Red, you're not dodging, is that correct?
I am dodging.
You are dodging, so those Sturges doubly missed you. Sorry, I didn't roll at a disadvantage. One of the guys whips his sling bullet down through the murder hole. I have a 10 to hit.
Nope.
The other fires at Raazu, who is dodging. That's going to be a 6 to hit.
Nope.
And then they retreat back into this door. And now we're going to try to stab the hell out of... Alright, let's do Windy first.
Alright.
I have a 9 to hit.
No.
Birdie. I have a 7 to hit.
No.
I need Windy and Birdie to make either strength athletics or dex acrobatics checks.
I like Dex Acrobatics.
Okay, we'll do Windy first.
Okay, let me... 24.
24. How did Birdie do?
23.
23. These 2 kobolds come at you with daggers, but what they realize is you're standing really close to the edge. They decide to try their luck first and grab a hold of you and try to shove you back over this edge, but neither of you can be touched. Windy, you just feel this kobold moving as he enters the threat range of your whip. And Birdie, you're just like, ew, kobolds. I don't want to get touched by kobolds. So neither of them are able to get a hold on you. And these 2 go back to work to fill another sack with horrible insects. That's going to bring us to blue. Who do I have to drop rocks on? Looks like just red. I'm going to give red partial or half cover because they've got to drop it at an angle, kind of.
Yeah, and I'm dodging.
And you're dodging, so they're probably not going to hit. But we'll give it a try. You never know.
Always do your best.
Red.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 11.
Nope.
A 13.
Nope.
And an 18.
18 hits.
Keep in mind you've got half cover.
Okay. Oh, then no. If the 18 doesn't include the cover, then no.
So these 3 Urds fly out swooping. They don't have quite enough movement to get all the way out to drop anything on Raazu and then get back. They're trying to drop rocks on you. Because you're underneath this platform, they have to put some momentum to them. And these rocks just clatter to the ground. 2 of them hit the ground on the other side, and one of them just spluts into this dead kobold's head right next to you.
Does the Sturge provide cover? The swarm is right on top of me.
No, it doesn't provide any cover. No, it's this platform here that you're standing under. Because they can't just drop the rock straight down on you.
But so I'm not in the same space as the swarm?
You are in the same space as the swarm. They can only attack you if they're in your space. But they don't provide any cover from somebody trying to drop a rock on your head. If one of them had actually hit you, I would have damaged the swarm too, if that's your question.
Well, I have the ability that if something's providing me cover and an attack misses me, I can make it hit them.
Is that, do you think, a reaction?
Yeah, I haven't used my reaction yet.
I'll let you use that to crush this swarm with one of these rocks. That sounds fun.
Yeah, let's do it.
It doesn't have to hit the target that made the attack, right? It could just hit some other target. Okay,
it has to. If something's providing me cover and an attack comes at me and misses, I can make it hit the cover instead. It's a class feature. So that's my reaction.
Sure.
They have to attack the target now instead of me. Basically, they get another roll.
Oh, they do get another roll. And I rolled a 19. So let's roll the damage on this swarm then.
Poor swarm.
Yeah, right? It's too bad.
I hate to see that happen.
Couldn't happen to a nicer swarm.
It's a D6 plus 3, but swarms have resistant to all damage. Okay. So yeah, one of these rocks crashes against the wall. You duck back quickly, and you see where it impacts several of these sturges, knocking them out of the air to the ground at your feet. It's going to bring us to orange. Now that you've used your reaction...
Yep.
You're dodging down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, so I can throw away this 20, yeah? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I don't have to roll to hit. This is not... That's a hit roll. This is a... Just land on the ground. 15 radius sphere. We're going to make this orange because the monster that threw it is orange. He can drop it right here. So that reaches out about to here. All the way to the wall. I get both of you in the sphere. Something comes clattering down through the matriculation. And it hits the ground and bursts open, sending razor-sharp spikes out into a 15 radius sphere. I need both of you, Red and Raazu, to make a dexterity saving throw.
Are these magic spikes?
No, they're not.
So hopeful.
Oh, Red, if you have time after the session today, did you get a chance to read the updated Artificer rules?
No, I didn't know they put those out.
Yeah, they put out a new UA with updated rules. I'd like to pick your brain
That's
about it.
only a 11.
11? Raazu, how'd you do?
16.
16?
Yeah.
14 points of piercing damage, which, Raazu, you can cut in half. As the shrapnel and these spikes fire out in all direction. Everything within this orange radius is now difficult terrain. And then the kobold who dropped the trap disappears back through the door.
Did you say 14 or 16?
14.
These kobolds are assholes.
Yeah.
So I take 7 because of evasion.
Yes. And... Oh, wait a minute.
Wait, does that hit the swarm?
Yeah.
It does.
Does it?
It did. I applied
Okay.
damage to the swarm as well. But they have resistance against BPS damage. I have advantage to hit both of you guys now because you're both within 5 feet of an ally. I think we'll hit Birdie. Wendy, you haven't used your reaction this turn, have you?
Yes, I have.
You have. Okay.
Arrow.
Yeah, to turn the arrow.
Birdie, I have a 14 to hit.
No, you're looking for 17.
As this last kobold comes up to the ledge, fires a sling bullet at you, and then retreats to the back wall. That's going to bring us to Wendy.
All right. I am going to... I think Wendy is going to run her hand down the whip and then whip it a few times through the air, trying to get a good sense of it.
Okay.
What I'm doing is I'm doing my sharpen the whip. And then I'm going to whip these kobolds in front of us.
What does Sharpen the Whip do?
It gives the whip a +3 to attack and damage for 1 minute.
Okay.
Burning key points, right?
Burns 3 key points and uses a bonus action.
So what are you doing, my poor innocent kobolds who've done nothing wrong?
I am going to do some quick whips on them.
Okay.
That's a 25 to hit.
25 will hit.
And yeah, and a 15.
A 15 will... I'm almost certain it also hits, but I'm going to double check.
Yeah.
It does indeed also hit, yes.
Yeah. And I'm going to get out my d8s because I'm using a whip.
Don't throw the dice at my monsters. That's just rude.
No,
It's just indicative. What?
not even throwing them at the right monsters.
That's 13 magical piercing
Okay, he's dead.
and 8 magical piercing.
And he's also dead. As you crack your whip and snap these guys right in the face, and they both fall over. The shock of their death did not even occur to them before they hit the floor.
All right, and I'm good here.
You're going to stay right here on the ledge?
Uh-huh.
Okay. It's going to bring us to Adrex.
All right. Adrex lets out a small grunt as he grips the shield.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? Yeah, I'm bringing that back.
Okay.
The shield.
Gonna need that AC, I think. So whatever the grip does, that injects whatever into his hand, which he's still not really identified. But anyway, one,
I thought
two.
You experimented this and determined how it works. You're using your like weird grabby shield.
Yes.
Okay.
The weird grabby shield.
If somebody makes a melee attack with you, you can use your reaction to activate the shield to effectively grapple the weapon.
Right.
So they either have to
I
let go of the weapon, or you can carry them around with you.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Where is this swarm I keep hearing about?
It's floating right around Red's head here.
Floating around Red's head. So it sounds like I should not attack the swarm because I'll probably just.
Your breath weapon is fortitude, not reflexes, right? Con, not dexterity, right?
You can safely attack the swarm without worrying about hitting Red. That's a
He
thing.
fixed it. That's the best thing, though, is he fixed it.
But Adrex is going to dash, and he's going to start climbing up this rope.
Okay. It takes 40 feet of movement to get up the rope, so you got to climb up 20 feet. So how high do you get?
No.
If you sustain any attacks while holding that rope, I'm going to make you make a strength saving throw or fall.
Yeah. No, I take that back. I'm gonna hit the swarm.
Hit the swarm. Okay.
I'm gonna try to hit the swarm. I gotta use my whip because it doesn't look like he's within 5 feet, or is
Looks
he?
like he is.
Yeah, you're
He's within
diagonal.
5 feet either. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, in that case, I've got a fun little Feymore I can start using.
They don't resist the
attack.
fire damage, just the BPS.
First attack. That is a 23 to hit.
23 will hit.
23 will hit.
I need the piercing and fire damage separate, though.
Separate. All right. That is 7 piercing.
Okay.
9 fire.
9 fire, and that's enough. You go in with a flurry of strikes into this swarm, and it's difficult to pierce them with your sword, but the ambient fire of it just makes these insects pop out of the sky. And before you know it, there aren't enough left to cause a major threat.
Huh. Okay. In that case, second attack, I'm going to forego
Okay.
and shout at, let's see, who do we got? Birdie. Shout at Birdie to do something, essentially using Commander Strike.
You can actually see Birdie because Wendy's standing next to him with that blue torch. So you actually have line of sight on Birdie.
Excellent. Yeah, Commander Strike. Birdie,
Okay.
do something.
The red ones are the ones with the bows, right?
Yes, these red ones are the ones with the bows. The blue ones, these are Urds, by the way. The blue ones are Urds, but they've been dropping rocks. The green ones are regular kobolds, and this orange guy is just a dick.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just shoot that guy then.
Okay.
So that is 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
And you get a D10 for additional D10 worth of damage. It's my superiority die.
Okay, so
Nice.
that's 13 magical piercing.
Okay. And he shudders at the impact of the arrow as Adrex shouts up at you, "There's a guy over there! I think. I can't see him. I don't have dark vision."
Do something!
These
You got a
guys
6
both
on that from dexterity and magic.
like drop and grab their heads when they see you knock your bow and you spin around and fire behind you. They're very relieved. Adrex, are you staying put there?
Yeah,
All right. It's
I'm
gonna
going to
bring
stay
us
put there.
to
I
Raazu.
have to start. I have a feeling I'm going to need to conserve these
10,
dice for other
20,
things.
30, dash 10, 20, get 5 feet up the rope.
Okay, if you suffer an attack while on that rope, you have to make a strength save or drop it. Is that good?
Yep.
Okay. So you start climbing up this rope.
Thanks, difficult terrain.
It's going to bring us to Birdie.
All right. I guess we'll shoot the same kobold again. See if I can't finish him off. He can't have that much more hit points.
Oh, he's
Wendy
got a
can
lot.
pretty
He's not even bloodied.
Oh. Well, in that case,
Listen, some kobolds in the world are just bullshit little kobolds, but some of them are badass archers. I'm telling the character playing the badass kobold archer.
it's fine.
Likely story.
Going to, I'll just turn around and shoot this guy.
Okay.
Birdie is just like Red. He thinks all members of his own race are just trash.
Hey, we had empirical evidence for every one of the ones we killed.
That's a 20 to hit.
20 to hit. That'll hit.
All right, for 9 magical piercing.
And yeah, he's gone. You put an arrow through his neck, and he gurgles out his last horrible word. Something about your mother. I won't repeat it here.
I'm going to step 5 feet in. No, I'll stay here. It's fine.
I'm not sure how clear it is, but the dotted line here is the back wall of this room.
Right.
In case that's... And it's... Yeah. So you're just staying there in the opening?
Yeah, that way I can attack. I am lord of my domain. All the light touches, I can put arrows in.
Okay. Let's roll some percentile here. Birdie and Wendy.
Yeah.
Again, these two kobolds who are feverishly working on the side of the room. They throw another sack down at the ground.
Ugh.
And another swarm of sturges explodes out of this bag. That's going to bring us to Red's turn.
All right. Cunning action dash, climb over Raazu. Is that possible?
Yeah, that's fine, I guess.
Okay, so I've got 10 feet of movement left when I get back up to the top of this ledge. This doorway, is it narrow enough that if I'm standing inside that hallway, they can only come at me one at a time?
Almost certainly, yes.
Right.
Most of them, they all seem to have ranged weapons, but anybody... Actually, no, they wouldn't be granted partial cover because you're a lot taller than them. They can just fire over their heads.
Okay.
But yeah,
like,
only one melee at a time.
All right, so if I go in there, what do I see? What's the rest of my movement?
The first thing you have to do is... Let me make a mark here.
Die instantly, no save.
Die instantly, no save. There is no...
It's a good trap.
I have a 16 to hit you?
No.
No. You open the door and step in. You don't see anything. The hallway continues about 15 feet and then turns to the right. You hear kobolds off in that area, preparing to run back out the door and lob another shot at somebody. What happens, though, is when you step into the room, you depress a trap with your foot. You instinctively duck down, and a skull popper comes falling out of a cavity in the ceiling. This big, just iron ball attached to a wooden winch crashes right in the side of the wall where your head was a moment ago. And you're thinking, this hallway is probably littered with these same traps. Would you like to continue down this hallway?
Can I drop to the ground, grabbing my head, and ready in action that if someone comes up to me thinking I'm dead, I'd stab them?
Like clutching your head like you're...
Like I was hit by that skull grabber, and then try and stab somebody when they try and come up and finish the job?
Have you used your action yet this turn?
No.
No. Yeah, you can make a... I would say either Charisma Deception or Charisma Medicine to do this.
Let's do Deception.
Okay.
That's going to be a Deception of 20.
You let out a cry, like this thing cracked you on the bonce. You grab your head, so you're laying prone on the ground. Is that the idea?
Yep. And I'm going to stab anybody who comes up to try and finish me off.
So ready to action. Anybody who comes to finish you off, you're going to stab them.
Yep.
Very good. That's going to bring us to
Clever.
20. Who do I have down here? I guess I better roll percentile first. Okay. Oh, wait, you know what? I don't think I can do that, actually. Adrex. Adrex, you hear the loud metallic sounds again of chains and grinding above you. Then you hear the shot. But the angle of the arrow is such, you're standing so close to the wall, it hits right back here, comes flying out of the darkness and crashes into the ground, impaling one of these tiles right behind you.
Where?
Looks like standing this close to the wall, they can't get an angle down on you. Do you have a question?
I was just like, where are these coming from?
You have no idea because you're standing inside this little window. You can't see above you. And nobody else has been able to see up there yet. But they're coming from up above somewhere.
Oh, okay. I was thinking up above. All right. That's what I wanted, because I was confused.
Do you often find that you're confused?
Every day of my life. That's part of being an adult.
Windy, are you dodging?
No.
No. Okay. So I have advantage on you with both of these guys. And they each get 2 shots. And I think they each have 1 archer's eye left.
I don't like that.
Only one of them's going to shoot you, though. Because the other one I want to
okay.
shoot Birdie. Because Birdie's the one that I really hate. Like, really, really unbelievably hate.
That's fair.
Like a white hot hate.
So sick of that guy. Windy.
Yeah.
I have a 24.
Yeah.
And a nat 20.
Alright, the nat 20 will hit.
The 24 doesn't. The 24 doesn't hit.
No, it also hits. That
Okay.
was just unrelated.
Oh, really? I get to double all my dice on this. Windy.
Yeah.
11 points of piercing damage.
Oof.
Plus 9 points of piercing damage.
Oof.
Plus 3 points of cold damage. From the first arrow. 4 points of piercing damage. Plus 1 point of cold damage from the second arrow.
Okay, give me 1 second, because I actually have to look up. For once, I need to actually frickin' roll in order to try to lower one of these arrows.
Okay.
Alright, D10 plus 16.
So what are you doing?
I'm deflecting the first arrow. 21 points minus, which I think deflects it to 0.
So the first
As
arrow,
I catch that arrow.
you just grab it out of the air?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you throwing it back?
No, I'm good with it. I like this arrow. It's mine now.
Okay, so only the second arrow hits you then.
Yeah.
And Birdie. You're not dodging either, are you?
No.
No. And, I no longer have advantage on you, though. Birdie. Got a 1 and a 3. We're going to call that nothing, as his 2 arrows sing over your head. And you just see them impale this back wall, pockmarked with these holes. Who else can I shoot? Red's in a doorway. Raazu's on a rope. So you're only 5 feet up this rope, Raazu? That's all the movement you had?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you won't even sustain any damage if you get knocked off the rope here.
True statement.
But you'll forgive me if I still try to hit you.
It's fair.
We're going to try to hit Adrex first, though. Adrex, I've got advantage on you because it's Fairy Fire. Is that correct?
He's outside of it.
Right, but I thought he had
He
failed
was
his
tagged
save.
with it. Yeah.
He's actually... he and you were both actually glowing.
Yeah, he failed the save.
Good, because I can throw away that...
So yes, advantage.
Alright, I've got a 19 to hit and a 16 to hit.
16 misses.
The 16 misses, but the 19 hits.
Yeah.
I used these same monsters once in the last campaign, and they did way more damage than I was expecting, so I decided to use them again. Adrex, I've got 3 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Plus 10 points of piercing damage. Plus 2 points of cold damage, which you can resist from the 1 arrow that hits you.
I'm going to parry that second arrow. It's going to be another superiority die.
Okay.
I can spend a reaction to just bring down that damage, because it was a bullshit amount of
Is
damage.
parry bring down the damage, or try to increase your AC for 1 turn?
brings down the damage.
Okay.
You can use your reaction, expend 1 superiority die to reduce the damage by the number you roll on the superiority die.
Okay.
So, 3.
So you can
reduced it by 3.
All right. So Raazu,
Hey.
I've got a 23
Yep.
and a 22.
Yep.
I've got 3 points of piercing damage,
Sure.
plus 1 point of piercing damage,
Mm-hmm.
plus 1 point of cold damage from the first arrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got 3 points of piercing damage, plus 1 point of cold damage from the second arrow. And
Mm-hmm.
you need to make 2 strength saving throws. DC is
DC?
13.
Pass.
Okay.
And pass.
So the force of these arrows knocks you sideways. You feel the swing of the rope, but you don't actually drop to the ground. Good news is my archers are all out of archer eyes now.
Is that what the name of that arrow is?
It's actually the name of an action that the archer stat block
yeah.
gets called archers. 3 times a day they can add plus 1 d10 damage to their next attack with a bow.
I'm just wondering what I should call these 2 arrows that I've added to my inventory.
Are you actually adding the arrows to the inventory?
Oh, I'm absolutely adding these arrows to my inventory.
They are dragon bone arrows. They deal plus 1d2 cold damage when you hit with them.
Nice.
That was all my red guys.
Dragonborn, we're gonna fight the white guys real soon.
And we are collecting all these arrows after this battle. Just
16 doesn't matter yet. I got a swarm.
You recover 0% of arrows shot at Wendy.
Adrex, the swarm is leaving your threat range to attack Raazu.
I've blown my reaction. I can't do anything.
Excellent. Raazu,
Sorry,
I rolled a 2. This swarm is following you up the rope, and you feel the stings of their needle noses, but none of them actually deal damage. But yeah, the swarm's on top of you, and if you try to climb the rope, you will be leaving its threat range.
Sure.
That's going to bring us to greens. Sorry, I've just got to look something up my notes real quick. You watch as this guy goes to the back corner of the room, and you see him hit the wall with his fist really hard, and one of the tiles in the back corner slides away, revealing a tiny opening that he squeezes into with some difficulty. Birdie, you could follow through this opening, but Wendy cannot. Red, you're triggered, because this guy's totally going to come up and put his dagger in you.
Does he realize I'm gonna put his dagger in him?
No, he's totally flummoxed. He thinks you're down,
Alright.
and he's going to reach down and do the coup de grace.
That'll hit an armor class of 12. Oh, advantage for him not realizing I'm gonna attack him. Is this advantage or is it?
No, it's not advantage. I mean, even if it was, you're laying prone.
Okay. Does the 12 hit?
It actually does.
So I need a 4. I need some 6s. Get out of here. This will be with one of the various stilettos we've picked up over the course of the adventure. That's 25 damage.
That's enough. That's enough for that poor innocent kobold who did nothing wrong.
That's debatable.
Which kobold is that?
Birdie.
The second kobold is not so fooled.
Right.
Because he watches you
obviously.
stab the first one. And, yeah, he runs up and he's going to get you with his dagger.
Yep.
I just
You're
picture
laying
Red
prone.
slowly laying back down.
I still might not hit you, though. I have a... maybe. I got a 15 to hit.
Nope.
No, 15. So he pulls out this dagger and tries to stab you, and you just spin sideways, and he catches the floor instead. Okay, so that guy left. Those 2 guys had their action. These 2 guys on the ledge get to move next. I'm going to have one of them attack Wendy.
Okay.
How does a 13 do?
Nah.
I'm going to have one of them attack Birdie. How does a 17 do?
That just hits.
Okay, just hits. With his sling, which is 3 points of bludgeoning damage. As this sling, you're watching this one escape out this little hole. This sling bullet impacts you right in the spine, and you hear him whoop and holler in a celebratory way.
Birdie turns around and Kobold yells, "Really?"
He goes, whoop, whoop.
Blue dudes now. Adrex has no cover. Neither is Raazu, because she's climbing up a rope. I'm going to drop 2 rocks on Raazu and 1 rock on Adrex.
Drop a barrel on her.
And I got
Okay.
advantage on all of these because good old fairy fire.
Mm-hmm.
Adrex.
Yeah.
I got a 15 to hit.
Nope.
As you whip your shield above your head and this rock dropped by these 3 blue Urds, they're circling out over the room and dropping rocks on you. And Raazu, I will be applying damage to the Sturges if it hits them.
Please.
It doesn't, but it might hit you. I got a 16
Nope.
and a 6.
No, not quite.
So one of these rocks actually hits the ledge, because this rope's coming down right at the side of this ledge. Crashes against the corner of the ledge and is thrown off to the side. And the other one just drops right next to you. You feel the wind of it whistle. And then these blue Urds return to their platform to get more rocks.
These guys.
Adrex,
Yes.
I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw.
You are within 10 feet of Raazu.
Yes, just barely.
Plus 4.
Indomitable. That makes that with Razu's bonus a 15.
15, all right. So let's apply some damage to you.
Okay.
Nice roll.
Did Indomitable actually fix something?
9 points of piercing damage as he throws another shredder down into the room. So now this is also difficult terrain.
So do I have that? Did I make it, or did I miss it?
You're looking for a 13 on the saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah, you
So-
passed it.
Indomitable
Alright.
did something.
As this
Wow,
trapsmith
yeah. Indomitable came through.
comes up to the ledge and whips this shredder down, explodes, and sends its razor shrapnel all over the place. I think I used these guys last time I threw a bunch of kobolds at you, as I recall. And Red, you're laying prone, and he's using a ranged attack, which gives him disadvantage, but he has advantage because of pack tactics, so let's call it a wash.
That's what I was thinking.
17 to hit.
That is my armor class.
Okay. 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
And you are restrained. As he throws this little are you wearing metal armor by any chance?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, well, there's metal studs on my armor.
What are you actually wearing?
Studded leather.
Oh, so he would have rolled
Studs
it.
came.
He would have rolled at advantage against you then. But he hits anyway. So 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And you're restrained as this thing hits your right in your back, and it discharges electricity throughout your body. You feel all of your muscles tense and seize, and you can use an action. The escape DC is 13 to end the restraint, but while you're restrained, you start every round with 2d6 lightning damage, and you fall prone again. And that's going to bring us to Wendy.
All right. I'm gonna hear Red get zapped down there. I'm gonna flap my way
What's
down
your passive
there.
perception?
Oh, it is 18.
18. Not going to do it. You hear the cacophony from the calliope and this loud buzzing in this room. You can't hear
Ah,
anything. happening then.
Calliope. Alright,
there's
well,
still-
fuck Red then.
What?
I'm gonna jump up this wall, run along it Prince of Persia style, and flip into the middle of these Urds.
Okay.
And I'm gonna lay waste with my whip.
How much horizontal movement are you using to get there?
50.
50?
Yeah.
And you're going from area 4 to area 6. So area 6 is only 7 feet above area 4.
Alright.
So it's almost at the same level, just barely not at the same level.
and I will just begin whipping these boys around me.
Okay.
These Urds.
When did this become the "Let's whip all the kobolds" campaign?
I think it started that way. If I had to guess.
Sorry.
I feel
I was just a trendsetter. What can I say?
That's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And a 23.
23 will also hit.
All right.
Whipping the same guy twice or two different guys?
Let's see if the first one dies. And I will get out my d8s because I'm using a whip.
Okay.
That's 12 magical piercing.
Yeah, he dies.
And...
So whip slashing.
Yeah.
Oh, slashing, magical slashing. I'm sorry. You're right. And another 15.
And he dies.
Then I'll turn to look at the last Urd.
Okay. And you look at him.
With her sightless
Oh,
eyes.
that's it. I don't have anything else to... Oh, wait. No, actually, I do. Bonus action martial arts. I'm going to kick him in the face. Why
I was
look
waiting
when you
for
can
it.
kick? That's 15 to hit.
A 15 will hit.
Why look when you can kick?
For another 9 magical slashing.
Does that kill him? It does.